So, welcome everybody. It's so nice to see you all again. So, tonight we are going to talk and meditate a little bit on the non-dual quality of service. And the non-dual quality of service, I think, is a very, very important quality. It's not a simple quality, it's connected with a lot of other qualities as well. It's connected with esteem, it's connected with freedom, it's connected with care, it's connected with love. And of course, when we look at the non-dual quality of service, when we look at service, it's a quality of our essence, a quality of our consciousness, a quality of our true nature. So that means that it's absolutely natural for us to be of service of somebody else. And what does it give? And what is it to be of service to somebody else? So that brings me to explaining a little bit about our talents. We all have our gifts or our talents we take with us. And these talents and gifts, it's so important to find a way to express them unconditionally. In expressing them unconditionally, just for the joy of expressing the talent by itself. If we have a talent to dance, it's so important to dance and not to dance to impress a crowd, not to dance to be good or to be seen as good, but just to dance for the sake of dancing. And then dancing becomes quite fulfilling. It brings you in the moment. You're alive in your dance. And that dancing, then, if I take this as an example, is a service to the whole. Any gift or talent we express is a service to the whole. We enrich the whole with it. To express unconditionally, that we so often see in what we have as a profession, being teachers in spirituality and healers, and we have a talent to this, a talent to teach, a talent to heal. And of course, when you have a talent to teach and a talent to heal, it should be expressed unconditionally, which means you cannot ask any money for it, isn't it? Because otherwise there's conditions. So that means that nobody in a way could express his talent and make money with it. It should be for free. Also, in the medical professions, this is the idea. When you're a nurse and you got a talent of being of service to patients, you shouldn't earn too much because it's an honor to be of service to patients. It's an honor to be a nurse. The same for social workers. So this talent is important also to express as a service. And what is important about talents is that they should be expressed free. But if you cannot make a living from your talent, you have to do something else. You're obligated, for instance, to work in another job in a shop, maybe selling books, something which maybe you don't have so much a talent for. So that means that a lot of the talents we have to express then go to waste. We are not enriching each other. And this thinking, so much is connected with the whole thought of that service is something beautiful, but it shouldn't be free. It should be enforced. It's good enough in itself. It should not be rewarded. And of course, when we look to this, there's a kind of this shrinkage around the whole expression of service. It becomes an obligation. You have to be of service. And you shouldn't ask anything back from it. And the feeling of obligation is killing the joy in service. When we have to, we lose our freedom. We lose the freedom of our unconditional expression of our talents. We lose the freedom to be unconditionally there for another person when it's needed. We have to. When the neighbor is sick, we have to bring some soup to the neighbor. Not because it's a pleasure to give it. Not because it's something which spontaneously is coming forward as a possibility of support. So being of service is also quite important in some areas we move through in our whole process of inner growth. Especially when we come in this period where we kind of touch the deepest pains inside ourselves, the deepest difficulties, which kind of could be described as the black night of the soul, is where there is this deep feeling of separation, isolation, depression sometimes, senselessness. Pain, a deep pain. And if we are able to be irrespective of the situation we are in, the pain we are in, the loneliness we are in, to be of service to another person or to the world, to nature, to something. It's like a light beam we can follow, kind of to move beyond this separation between our personality and our true nature. It brings us back to our essence, to our center. And partly because the moment we are of service, it's like our soul is start to live. The other qualities which are there, the other inner core qualities, are activated. The same is happening when we express our talents. It activates the qualities: care, love, peace, whatever is there, our genius, insight, all of that is activated. And service is a kind of key, especially when we are so deeply separated from our inner light, from our essence, from our true nature. We all know that when we do something for another person unconditionally, it doesn't help, doesn't doesn't make a difference what we do. We help an old lady to cross the street. It's a very old-fashioned kind of example. We help to, when somebody drops his shoppings, to kind of gather them. Somebody is losing his wallet, we give the wallet back. We help a person to find it's his way or her way on the telephone. Little things in which we help another person in different ways. And this helping another person is giving us a special feeling. We all know this feeling. That gives us a good feeling. It's basically quite unconditional that we can do it, but there is this reward. It's adding to our happiness. It's adding to our feeling of being connected. It's adding to our feeling of being part of. It's adding to our feeling of esteem. So the quality behind this helping another person, not because we have to, but because we can. This is so much connected with the quality of service. And of course, when we look as a society to the quality of service, so often it's seen as a slavery. When you have service to another person, you're kind of a slave. You're not free. You're under control of somebody else to give a service. For instance, in a restaurant, there is the waiter, and the waiter is of service to the people who are consuming something in the restaurant. And see how we are treating our waiters and waitresses. So often, I'm with family members or friends in a restaurant, and so often I feel ashamed. Ashamed by the attitude towards the serving staff. And that says something about how we look upon, somebody giving a service. I'm not saying that every waiter is serving unconditionally. Absolutely not. But it's beautiful when it's there, and sometimes it's there. But the idea that when somebody is of service, he is less, is not that good, is lower as somebody who is receiving the service, because you're paying for it, aren't you? And then there's a lot of occupations where, it is still a service. A doctor is of service to you. The government is of service to the people. And when we look to it, they say that they're of service to the people, but so often what you see, they feel exempt from the surface to the people, because the people anyhow don't understand. And of course, when there's an obligation, and we have a feeling when you're obliged to be of service, we lose our freedom. And we start to kind of, to express from guilt, from obligation. And of course, then we want an exemption. We don't want to serve anybody anymore. We are not crazy. We are not going to humiliate ourselves like that. And that's very, very sad. Because we lose this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful depth of expressing ourselves unconditionally to support another, to help another. For the whole, we lose the possibility to kind of come to the joy and the happiness which it's bringing, the fulfillment which it's bringing. So when we look at it like this, then service is quite an important quality. It's something which is completely natural to us. It's something which helps us in a way to express our talents, to find ourselves connected with the world around us, connected with other people, to feel fulfilled, to feel worthy. It is a beautiful, beautiful quality. So I leave it like this. We have a little break, and after some time, 5 minutes, Georgie will give a beautiful guided meditation, I hope, as a service to the whole.
Okay, I'm still hearing the music. So welcome back, everybody. On this very warm day, at least in Europe, it's a little bit of a heat wave. Not what we bought into. We thought we should be cold. So the non-dual service in us reached the non-dual service in you and in Betty's cat and in the parrot who is singing to us from the kitchen, although you can't hear. So this is an interesting subject, and it's nice to open up the unconditional dimension of it, because these things are not always what they seem. So let's get into a comfortable position where it's easy and pleasant to begin to relax the body now. Often when we move inside and you're told to relax the body, what can come forward right there is a kind of crisis of obligation and exemption. What is this relationship with the body? Are you a servant to your body? Are you serving your body by allowing it to relax? Or maybe your body is of service to you. Maybe you and your body are serving each other, are of service to each other. So in moving inside, withdrawing from outer sensations and turning inside to the inner world, perhaps you could consider that the body and the physical sensations could be of service to you. How is it for you to receive that service from the body? Just notice any resistance or reactions without interfering. Notice how it is to relax in the knowing that this body and these physical sensations are of service to you. How do you receive? What is it that you receive? Just give some space and some time and some feeling to that communication which is happening between you and the body. That atmosphere which is here between you and the service of the body. Let's bring our attention to our feet. Left foot and right foot. And any sensations that might be there in or around the feet. And any sensations which might not be there. Any experience. And how would it be to allow that any sensation or experience around the feet is of service to you? And how would it be if any sensations or experience moving through the feet were of service to the whole, meaning everywhere where these feet have been, all that these feet have sensed and touched? All the spaces where these feet have breathed. All this time that these feet have been alive. Maybe as your awareness expands to include the legs and the hips, maybe you can connect to all the bones in the body and allow for a moment that these bones are here to be of service to you. They're serving you right here, right now. Just notice how you receive this living service. How you allow. And just as these bones are serving and supporting you, maybe you can also become aware of how they are of service to all the physical dimension and beyond. Where they've been of service backwards in time. where they are a continuation of service. Through every space where these bones have rested, every atmosphere which these bones have absorbed. Maybe these bones are even of service to the stars and distant planets. Through other kinds of time and other kinds of space. Just allow them to be how they are. When you're ready, perhaps you could allow your awareness to include the minerals which move through the physical body, the elements and minerals, the enzymes which are alive through the physical body. Noticing also how these are of service. Ancient minerals alive now through your body. What kind of service are they bringing? How is it for you to allow this service to receive? When you're ready, perhaps you could connect to the vitality which is within the body, which is alive within the body. the vitality which is living through the body. And how would it be if this vitality is moving just as it's moving as a service to you? I would like you to connect to the overall experience of being physically present right here, right now. We're allowing the overall physical sensation of being here right now in this meditation. And how would it be if this physical experience of being here right now was here as a service to you? How would you allow? How could you receive? And how would it be if the physical experience of your being here right now, how you physically experience, was of service to the whole, of service to everything, if it had always been like that and always will be like that? How can you allow? Now, when you're ready, I'd like you to regress back to a moment or a situation in which you were deeply wounded, deeply hurt in your feeling. You're recalling a deep pain or suffering in your love or in your belonging, where you were really hurt. And maybe this pain has a feeling of impossibility around it. Just softly, gently breathe space and light into this feeling of the impossible pain. Perhaps you can let yourself for a moment just be in that situation. What can you see around you in that moment? What sounds are you hearing in that moment? What sounds would you like to make? Perhaps there's a particular scent. What can you smell from that time? Or perhaps the pain gives a particular taste in your mouth. I'd like you to softly, softly allow yourself to expand and give space to where you are most deeply hurt inside yourself. Just to find that sensation of pain, to give space for it. And how would it be if this pain that you feel, that was here, that is here, is a service to you and to the whole? How would it be if suffering this were of service? And wherever you feel you get caught in the story or tangled up with blame, come back to the sensation of the pain. And allow it to be of service. Let yourself receive the service. What is this suffering showing you? How is it serving you? What qualities are involved here? Maybe you get a sense of the quality or qualities which are suffering this. Which qualities deep inside of you are suffering these sensations? Can you notice and allow how these qualities are being of service? Let yourself blend with this quality deeper and deeper inside yourself into the heart, making a feeling connection with this quality in such a way that the quality becomes free, also just to be of service. Perhaps it's the particular vibration of your love, or the unique sense of your belonging, or the atmosphere of home that you bring from the depth of your soul into this world. The sweetness of your kindness, the spirit of freedom. The power to stay. Just see which qualities are coming forward intimately as a service through you right here, right now. Just because you are here. Notice how you're able to allow these qualities to be shared as a service through all the different veils of experience. And beyond. Okay, so at this stage, we will say goodbye to the people watching on YouTube or YouTube. And thank you for joining us. We are back again every Wednesday at the same time, and it's lovely to feel your participation, even when it's in the future, as well as the ones who are there right now. So thank you for joining us.